Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now. Welcome to the Apollo Audio Podcast.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, I am Martin Lumsden, producer and engineer, and as always, I'm joined by me mate Billy. Hello, Billy.
Oh, that's a new one. I'm your friend
my
now.
mate Billy.
Yeah, finally. After
finally.
5 years.
Now we know each other. Billy Hills.
That's me.
That's you. That's like, no titles.
That's it
as
this week.
yet.
Just friend.
Missed out on the honours list again this year. But,
One day I'd love that.
Been to Downing Street though.
Yes. My friend.
That's one up on me.
My friend did a. I don't know if you've seen them like trending things where you're only like a few handshakes away from this certain person.
Oh yeah, they used to call it 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, so I'm 5 handshakes away because I met the Chancellor from is it Chairman Mao, the Chinese leader in the 50s? Because it was like him, Keir Starmer, and then like the King and someone else. And So
that's great.
5 degrees of separation.
It used to, 6 degrees of separation used to be like everybody in the world is no more than 6 connections away.
Yeah.
I think that was the general idea of it.
Yeah.
And then they used to do, this will be before your time because it was very current at the time. They used to we used to have a little sort of game, pub game if you like, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Which was like, how quickly can you connect any actor or actress to Kevin Bacon through the films that they've been in? So you'd come up with the name of an actor and actress, and I could connect through that. They were in that one, with that one, that one, that one, that one. And Kevin Bacon had been in so many movies that you could usually do it in about 3.
Yeah. Is he the one in E adverts?
Yes.
That's what he does
That's
now.
what he's best known for now. But he was in Footloose.
Okay.
He was in
Is that with dancing band?
Footloose, the story of Footloose is it's like an American small town where they've banned dancing because it's like evil.
That's all dancing what they're doing.
And he comes from the big city and encourages all the kids to start dancing.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen it, as you can probably tell from my description. Massively successful.
Yeah. There's an album for that film, isn't there?
They're very successful. Yeah, because we were talking about Flashdance last week. We were Grammy Award nominations. I think it's around about the same period. But yeah, for a while, Kevin Bacon was in a lot of sort of big movies, but he was never the main star.
Yeah.
And that's why he's sort of connected with all those things.
That's what I love. One of my favourite actors is Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
He's always the supporting role, isn't he?
Yeah,
Never like the main man.
Yeah.
I love him as well.
He'll be sort of similar, because he's been in so many movies where he's in it, but he's not the main star.
6 degrees of Paul Giamatti is not quite catchy, is it?
It doesn't rhyme.
They don't really do albums for movies anymore as much, unless it's like a...
I was actually listening to a podcast about that not that long ago, how massive it used to be.
Yeah.
Soundtrack albums from movies, because it started off like there would be music that became popular because it was in a film, was the sort of early part of that in the sort of 50s and 60s. You might get a song that was in a movie. Yeah. The James Bond movies were the sort of the pinnacle of that, weren't they? Because the theme songs would always do really well.
Yeah.
But then when you hit into Saturday Night Fever and Grease and things like that, then the soundtrack albums themselves became a big hit. And then when you get into the 80s, they were basically using music to promote. This is like MTV era. Because then they were basically using clips from the movies as videos for the songs. So the songs were promoting the movie, and the movie was promoting the songs. So it all became sort of self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
But because people were buying soundtrack albums, and that was where the big sales were for movie soundtrack albums. And sometimes you would get songs that didn't appear anywhere else other than on the movie soundtrack album.
Well, like Saturday Night Fever is one of the most sold records, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was for a long time the biggest selling album of all time. I think The Bodyguards overtook it eventually. But again, that's another soundtrack album.
One of my first couple, I had both of them as well, was the Spider-Man album. It had like Hero by Chad Kroeger, like Nickelback. And all songs like Sum 41. There was an Aerosmith track on there, but early noughties rock, what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man #2 had Switchfoot. So like every song had like a lead single and then bits about it. And then there's like the credits. Yeah. Shrek, we mentioned every week.
I was going to say, we have to get a Shrek in. A Shrek mention.
And then when did that sort of stop?
Streaming. Again, streaming killed it. because the idea of having a compilation album became less relevant because you could build your own playlist from
it's
from
basically a
songs.
playlist, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, streaming sort of killed soundtrack albums. They're not as big anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny talking about that 6 degrees of separation of 5 handshakes away from whoever. Yeah. It's an element of saying this is how small the world is.
Yeah.
And the guy that you're working with on the body recordings is from lower than Atlantis.
Yeah.
And you're saying, I never thought that I would meet.
Yeah.
Like, how would I meet that?
Yeah.
But actually, once you start making connections, you realise how small the music business is, apart from anything else. That you can very quickly, if you do make the effort, and we've talked about this on podcasts before, haven't we, about you hear this band, this guy ended up producing that band, you think, how did they even meet each other? How did they know each other? But it's not that impossible.
Yeah. No, if you
start making connections and start talking to people.
Yeah.
If you just if you think it's going to happen by chance, it won't.
No.
But if you start putting yourself in places,
you've got to go
making
to these
connections,
places.
Exactly, go to places, meet people, talk to people.
This is why
broaden your horizons.
This is why Apollo is like the sort of perfect hub for people, musicians to meet. Because my band didn't come together until I got the studio. Like Harry and Luke from the band didn't know them until I came in. They were in different bands. They came there. I was like, I love your sound. Love to jam with you one day. People just hang out at the bar and listen to other people's music. Yeah, it's the way it works, isn't it? And bands form like that. Put it on the board and that, and people do look at them. And then you meet people and you record places, different places. You get gigs through other people, through other bands. So yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest things,
isn't it?
Yeah, right. I think it's one of the greatest things about this studio.
Yeah.
Because it's a combination of various things, that you've got that rehearsal complex, but you've got those recording projects that are happening here, and you're bringing in new people who are learning how to be in bands and learning how to play their instruments. Exactly as you said, you create that gravitational pull, you create that hub that's a community of musicians who are all thinking, how do I get on? How do I meet people? Well, here's one of the places that you meet that you meet people. You come and play. You think I want to do a gig, but I haven't maybe got the clout. What if two of us bands thought we'd put about a gig together? Then maybe we do have the clout, because we're not talking about how many can I bring. We're talking about how many can we bring.
Yeah.
And then maybe you start to pay more attention because you're coming as a package. Maybe I don't know. I've not got much experience in that, to be honest. Did you know that Amazon Music will now remove you from their streaming platform if you don't get a number of plays within a year of putting it up there? They'll just take you off.
What's the number of plays?
If you don't get any plays within a certain amount of time, they'll take you off the platform. They just reject it. They get rid of it.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are that this idea of the democratization of, anyone can make music and release it any time they want, that's currently sort of true.
Yeah.
But it's going to become less true, trust me.
Yeah.
There are bigger platforms that may allow that, but some of the other ones won't. Like Amazon are already saying, we can't just store everything, we're not going to do it. We'll take stuff off the platform. If no one's interested, we'll take it off.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Spotify have already saying we won't pay you if you don't make more than 10,000 streams in a whatever it is, rolling whatever period.
Yeah.
So you won't qualify for any money even if you get the streams until you reach a threshold. So all this idea of all you have to do is release it and you've got a possibility, that's starting to change. The idea that anyone can make music and put it on a platform and make money from it, that's starting to change. You've already seen some of those DSP platforms, like, the distributors, people like Artists Without a Label, AWAL. They were one of the first people to, like DistroKid or whatever. You could submit as an aggregator, you submit your music to them and then they would distribute it to all the streaming platforms. They then got bought and changed their model, so they're now A&R model. So if you want to use them as a platform to do that, they need to open the door to allow you in and say you're worth it.
Yeah.
So all that kind of open door policy, it's not going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So if you think you can just make music and release it anywhere, you're going to have to start thinking about that as not being true.
I think that's kind of good, like what we spoke about, saying if you're not going to put the effort in to try and get the streams and post about it, you can't just upload it and think, someone's going to listen. To not get any streams, you've got to put the effort in and put it out there. Yeah. It's like back in the day, to get listened to, you'd have to be gigging all the time.
Yeah. But my core argument is, when you put your music on a streaming platform, you're basically saying, have it for free. That's what you're saying to your audience. Have it for free. I'm not necessarily saying don't put it on a streaming platform, and I'm trying deliberately to say streaming platforms instead of Spotify, because they're basically all the same. But we use Spotify as just an allegory for all streaming platforms. But Tidal, Deezer, Amazon Music, Apple Music, they're all streaming platforms. Any of those, you're saying have my music for free. So if you want to get paid for your music, streaming cannot be your priority. Cannot be. It might give you some visibility. It might give you a little bit of potential discovery, but I think that's getting worse. But if you want to make money, that is not where your focus should be.
No, but I don't think people at sort of my level and bands come up, I don't think you necessarily care about the money at that stage. It is about the discovery and exposure and hoping to get signed, and then you start worrying about the money. I've always said I do this. I wouldn't do this job for free, but I'd do it for like a minimum wage because it's my dream. And then I think you've got to do. It's an unfortunate reality that you've got to use. I know you'll probably disagree, but if you're not on the streaming platforms, you don't really exist, because how are you supposed to get out there?
Yeah.
And
no, I agree.
And then you hope to get monetized after the fact. But
yeah, I'm trying to be careful about saying, I'm not saying don't be on streaming platforms. I just don't think it should be your priority. I think, and I would even say this to your band's body, be on the streaming platform, but your priority should be on building an audience. And that you're not going to do that. Really, you're not going to know what that is through the streaming platforms. You might be able to see like more people find me that way, but the way you'll do that is by generate. This is my view. I'm not saying I'm right. This is my view. Well, I'm saying I'm right, but it's still my view. Is that what you want to do? Is every time you do a gig, you should have people signing up to a mailing list or making sure that they know how to find you next time or something. Yeah. Get those people engaged. Make sure that you've got the best possible chance to tell them about everything that you're doing next. Because even if all those people that came to that gig and then you post the next thing on Instagram, even if they're following you, they might not see it. But if they've signed up to a newsletter and you send out an email that says, we're playing next week at this blah, 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 they get that email. Yeah. Or they're more likely to. Not necessarily read it or all that bit. But if you are there, like, sign up to this, join our website, you'll see behind the scenes stuff, all the stuff that you could do special. That's my view. I think that's where you should focus your attention. And that doesn't mean exclude streaming platforms.
No, but it's not the only one.
It means focus your attention on building a small, invested audience rather than the big, don't care audience.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm prepared to debate that. With the, who's the head guy at Spotify in the UK? Debate me. Come on. Come on the podcast and tell me why Spotify is good for artists. That would be good. We'd have to find out.
How did you listen to the album we're about to discuss?
No, it's a good point. That for consumers, I get it. Streaming platforms, for people who want to listen to music, it's amazing. Yeah. Having access to everything is absolutely amazing. When it was introduced as a concept, even when iTunes and downloads came on, you could find anything.
Was there nothing pre-iTunes like that?
Streaming particularly. Well, that's when it was all sort of previously illegal. That was the whole Napster thing about file sharing. That people were just loading their own stuff onto centralized servers, so you could, like my music collection, you could access it through a centralized server, and they were saying that's illegal because you haven't. I've bought it, but you haven't. So I'm illegally sharing it with you because I don't have the right to do that, and you're illegally buying it from someone who's illegally sharing it. So that was the whole Napster argument. So Steve Jobs, being a bit of a genius, just basically legalized it. Said we'll do it with a license. So the record companies went, woohoo, great stuff. And then Daniel Ek's idea at Spotify, and Napster basically existed as a version of that beforehand as well. But his idea was instant access. The thing that the technology that was brilliant about Spotify, I read about this, the thing that he was focused on was that when you press the button, it plays straight away. That was what made the difference as far as he was concerned, that you didn't have to download it and you didn't have to wait for buffering, that he wanted technology that you find the song and when you press the button, it plays. And it was sort of genius. But again, they had all that debate about what's the licensing on this. In fact, slightly off topic, but these debates are ongoing. I saw a news story yesterday about Sting's paid
what's that about?
Loads of money to Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland in royalty payments that had not been paid for songs that I think everyone sort of recognises that Sting wrote the song, but they had a band agreement that said they would share royalties because of, I think, arrangement contribution is how they defined it in their legal documents. So as every step, every breath you take, wouldn't sound the way it does if it wasn't for Andy Summers' guitar part. so that he was entitled to some payback on that. And their argument was, we've not been paid what we were due. So they've been paid some money, was in the court documents, but the reason those court documents were released is because there's an ongoing claim for about 8 million.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, in back paid royalties. And here's the thing about the streaming stuff. Sting's legal argument is that streaming is not the same as sales. He says streaming should be treated as public performance, not as, what did they call it? Effectively physical sales. Like, it's not the same thing. So that the royalty, the contract that they had said that Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland would be due royalties based on sales of records. And Sting's legal argument is streaming is not a sale of a record, it's a public performance, therefore that contract is void, which is just shows you how fucking messed up it is.
It's such a hot, fine line, isn't it? That's a tricky one.
Yeah. Hooray for the music business.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll change it.
I can imagine
we'll change it from the inside, Bill. That's what we'll do.
Exactly. But I can imagine if that's a sort of court case that, if that gets through and Sting wins or the other guys wins, that's going to change the way people are going to get paid, I suppose, isn't it? Because that's a sort of, they're going to look to that as a case.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then,
and that's a constituent argument of a lot of label deals, is why royalty payments are so small on streaming. It's because, for that same reason. And this is the argument from Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers as well, is that when we wrote that contract, streaming didn't even exist. So it was never reviewed or revised to include that. So that's part of their argument as well. But yeah, it's a mess. All right, let's do this week's album.
Yeah.
Off the back of doing the sort of big albums of last year, or the highly recommended albums of last year, Lily Allen's West End Girl came out in October.
Yeah.
And immediately caused a ruckus.
Yeah.
But it was also that, I mean, it was kind of controversial, contentious, but also really good. That was basically the critical element of it, was there's a lot going on here, but fundamentally it's a really good album.
Yeah.
So we listened to that, because you said a lot of your mates had sort of recommended it.
Yeah, so, because I remember I like Lily Allen. I think she's very, like, fun, sort of, she's pop, but not in a, like, Sabrina Carpenter sense. Like, I like the London accent. I like how it's a bit tongue-in-cheek sometimes. I like the lyrics, and she's just cool. I've always liked Lily Allen. Like, The Fear is one of my favourite songs ever.
Oh, I agree with you.
Such
totally
a good song.
Yeah. That was our second album, I think.
Yeah. Great, and she's got that attitude, and it's just, But when I heard it was called West End Girl, I thought she was going to do like a theatre album. So I completely just I'm not going to bother listening. Because I'm not...
Because she had been in the
so
in the West
I thought she was doing something like that. I was like, I can't listen to that. Yeah, show tunes. I was like, I'm not going to listen to that. Even though I like Lily Allen, I was like, I'm going to miss that. But then Charlotte, who like my girlfriend, likes pop music, but she's also she's got a good ear for music and that. So she's really good. You like
despite liking pop music.
Yeah, despite liking
she's
music,
actually got taste.
Yeah, exactly. And then I saw more people like Tom Joy, who's recorded here, did all the drown stuff. He was he said it was one of his albums of the year. I was like, oh Christ, I should give it a go. And I kept seeing people like that, kept it pop up like Pitchfork and stuff like that. I was like, I've got to give it a go. So this was the perfect excuse to. And I heard all about, she was going out with that guy from Stranger Things and
married.
And
David Harbour,
and they split up. I didn't realise how lyrically, sort of obvious it would be. It's very sort of remind me of Lemonade, I suppose, sort of like Beyonce sort of thing. I don't even know if Beyonce was as self-explanatory about it all. But I went into it excited to listen. Yeah. And that West End Girl, the first track, one of the best opening tracks of the album I think I've heard in a long time. I think it's instantly catchy, instantly just good, makes you feel good. Melody's amazing, instrumentation. I love the way it speeds up and slows down as well, and it's not overproduced. And even though use of auto-tune on some tracks, I think it's done not to make her voice sound amazing, because she hasn't got the best voice in the world. Yeah. She's got her own personality in her voice. It's done for a production effect, I think. And
it's not a correction thing. It's a vocal style thing. Yeah,
and I think it's really cool. I like some of her there's almost some SoundCloud sort of rap sort of tracks on there as well, isn't there? You've got that sort of from about a few years ago, you can sort of hear that. And then I think she takes you on a really cool journey up and down. I like the talky like snippets in between as well.
Yeah.
Makes you invest more emotionally. And then some of the tracks at the end, is it Let You In, Let You In?
Yeah.
Again, one of my favourite songs I've heard this year. So cool. Instrumentation, not overproduced, nice and laid back. And I think it's brilliant. And I think it sort of sounds like it's only written by a few people rather than a whole sort of production team. Like,
yes.
It sounds like they've got a sound, they're sticking to it, they're having fun with it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I
really,
think that
really cool.
and I haven't looked into this in great depth, but it feels like such a personal story that she's telling, such a personal album in terms of what's going on. It's all about her and her relationship with her husband and all that kind of stuff. And yet, it's not a solely written album. It's not like she wrote everything.
Yeah.
She's collaborated with people. And it does sound like they got people in, like, from what little I have read and can remember, it was like, yeah, we'll get some people in a room, and it was like, right, this is the idea. Let's knock this around a little bit and see what we come up with.
Yeah. Especially if you're solely a singer, I don't know if she plays other instruments, she might do. That's your only other way to write an album, is with collaborating with people. She might come up with melody, she'll probably be the main, like, arranger, organiser.
It must come from her as well, though. It must come from this is what I want to write.
It's got that Lily Allen sound, isn't it?
This is what I want to write about.
Yeah.
Because I say it's very personal. It's not fantasy. I mean, I think some of it is maybe exaggerated. Some of it is maybe a bit made up. But the whole story has a basis in I want to tell this fictionalized reality of what it's been like for me over the last 2 years or whatever it's been.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did really like it. I think I still want to spend a bit more time with it probably, because I found that the first time round I liked the tunes.
Yeah.
And the second time round, I was much more aware of the lyrics.
Yes.
Much more aware of the lyrics. I sort of, because I knew what it was sort of about. But the second time round, really heard the lyrics a lot more clearly, and really heard the storytelling a lot more clearly. And it is interesting in that it is a fully fledged story, start to finish. It covers a time period. It's not sort of different songs about different ways of feeling about things, which you might have had. You know, I think Chris Martin said A Rush of Blood to the Head is basically his breakup album. But there's not a timeline in that album. It's just an expression of different sorts of feelings. Whereas this is a timeline. It goes from I start here and I end up here. And this is what happened on the way.
This is what I did think, because it's like, I think it loses away a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, is that because I think it would be a better flow to the album if some of the tracks were sort of mixed up, because there's some sort of like samey, sort of slower ones towards the middle.
Yeah.
But she's probably done that because these lyrics have got to come first.
Yeah.
And then the next ones, and then the next. And I think if she wasn't so chronological with it, it might be a better flow to the album.
Yeah.
That was my only thoughts with it. But again, I've only listened to it 3 times. If I kept listening to it, which I think I will, I think I've definitely got a few of the songs on my playlist already.
Yeah.
I'll get used to it more. But that was my only sort of main criticism of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, loved it. And the big question is, do you think it vinyls?
No.
No? I would get this album on vinyl.
Not for me.
I think it's just such a fun, like, sort of one. I just have, again, like a dinner party. We always use that sort of phrase, don't we?
Yeah.
I think it's a cool one to have.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I'm surprised how much I did like it.
Yeah. No, I feel like no, I wouldn't, because I can't see me sitting down and I don't know. No, I don't think, not for me.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's not because I don't like it.
Yeah.
But it is, and I said there's loads of albums that I like that I will play regularly, but I won't necessarily want to own. And this is one of those at the moment. In all honesty, if I wanted to own a Lily Allen album, I'd probably go for the second one, which is the one that's got the Fear on it.
Yeah. I think it's the first time I've actually listened to a full album of hers.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'd like. How does this one differ to like the second one?
This is her 4th album, I think, and
Is that it?
massive gaps in between albums. Her first 2 albums came out fairly quickly after each other, and then there was a big gap between her 3rd album, and then a really big gap between this one and her last one. And a lot of that was to do with, I'm going to settle down, raise a family, do all that kind of stuff. And this one's come out a little bit on the back of, well, that didn't go well. Although it is her 2nd marriage, I think it's her first one. Yeah. For me, the first 2 albums are young Lily Allen. Like I said, she's got that really sort of cheeky sense of humour. always feels like she's taking the piss a little bit. But great tunes, great lyrics, good pop songs.
Yeah.
Third album was She's Us, I think it was called. And I think that fell a little bit flat.
Yeah.
But that felt like that was her being, you know, I'm sort of a serious artist. I'm not like all those other people. And whereas previously she's kind of done I'm a pop girl, but I'm not like them. And was doing it kind of cheekily and getting away with it.
Yeah.
The third album, I think, sort of came across as a bit of I'm not like them, but it sounded a bit more bitter or a bit more like, I don't know, didn't quite land in the same way. But that was sort of older, married with kids, Lily Allen.
Yeah.
And then this album is like the one that one should have been, which is like, I'm older, a bit more experienced, Lily Allen, and I'm hurt, but that kind of sense of edginess, cheekiness, playing on the edge a little bit, it's do you know what I mean? It's like it's more of that, but it's the older version. So I kind of split the sort of her albums into two of sort of cheeky young Lily Allen and cheeky old.
And because I think on the I don't want to use the word real instrumentation, but it was like guitars based, like on the Fear, and you had your mix of obviously like more computer based stuff. But from what I remember of Jesus, was that more like sort of electronic sort of sound?
Sort
of a takeaway from her sound. And this one, I think it's a good mix. You've got like your guitars, but you've got like, I love the drum sounds on it, and I think they are more programmed. But there's this one, I think it might be the 4-Chan Stan one, where there sounds a bit like the wonky sort of drums on it. I think it's so cool. And that sort of sound, you probably get more from if you don't quantize it, you get that from like you can program it in to be wonky, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really did enjoy it, and I think I will be listening again. Yeah,
I think it's nice that, you know, you've got an artist like Lily Allen who's, I don't know, it's just good to have artists like that. Doing
I don't know many people that don't like Lily Allen. Does she count as a nepo baby?
Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, it can't hurt, can it?
How famous was Keith? Was he famous for?
Oh yeah, famous.
Being an actor.
Yeah.
What was he in?
So, well. Again, it's a sort of Kevin Bacon type character. He was never really the lead actor in stuff. Do you know Shallow Grave, the film that came out, the Danny Boyle film that came out before Trainspotting?
Okay, yeah.
So here's a level of Keith Allen acting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Shallow Grave.
No.
Right. But the basic premise of that is there's three people who own a flat and they're looking for a fourth flatmate.
I've seen bits of it, yeah.
So the fourth flatmate comes in, and then, I can't remember how, but he dies.
Yeah.
And there's some money.
Yeah.
And they have to find it. Well, Keith Allen's the flatmate that dies.
Oh. Is he only in it for like 5 minutes?
Yeah. So that's the level of his fame, if you like. But he was in things like the comic strip and stuff like that.
Well, his friends are like Damien Hirst and all stuff
well,
like that.
Well, he did. It's Fat Les. That's
Vindaloo.
Vindaloo. That's Keith Allen. Yeah. And he was in World in Motion.
Yes.
That. So he's that level of that
very
level
90s.
of fame.
Yeah.
And pretty well. But of course, you know, okay, that's, we said Fat Les and World in Motion, the New Order track. That's music, but that's not what he was known for.
No. Have you heard the Fat Les track? I think it's called Fish and Chips.
No.
It's an awful song, and Lily Allen's on it.
Oh, okay.
If you can insert it, is it Fat Les?
But I'm not even sure what relationship she had with
Who
her.
invented fish and chips? It's awful. God.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what her relationship was with her dad, whether it's a sort of close family growing up or a separated, he's my dad, but I never saw him much.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling it was the latter.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not music, but it's one of those things, it can't hurt, right?
No,
you're already we talked before about connections, didn't we? You're already going to be able to know people who know people because of the connections. But my counter argument would be, that's going to get you started, maybe. But you're not going to have the level of success that Lily Allen had unless you're good. You can't get away with it for that long. You'll get a start. You might get an option. You might get, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
But unless it works, unless people care, and unless your stuff's good, you'll just disappear.
And not every one's famous who has a son or a daughter is is famous. Look at Paul McCartney's son. He's like sort of semi-famous, isn't he? But he's sort of known for.
I don't really know who Paul McCartney's son. And his daughters, definitely. I know Stella, but obviously massive fashion designer, really successful. But again, it might have opened the door, but she's never going to reach the level of success that she reached if she wasn't any good as a fashion designer.
Well, I don't know if we spoke about this before, but my mate Ollie from Feet, they had a surprise support slot when they was on tour with someone else, and it was Cruz Beckham.
Yes, you did mention that, yeah.
And he said it was all right. Yeah. But he probably will get. He'll definitely get further than he would have done. Yeah. They might not. They probably won't be the next Oasis or whatever like that. Yeah. But because he's a good-looking guy and he's got the name, and he came out in the Beckham shirt, you're definitely going to get some clout in you. Yeah. You're going to use that. So the name's going to help, but it'll get you a start. But I don't think it'll help you last. Yeah. Unless you're decent on your own terms. Yeah. So. I didn't know when I first. Because obviously not my generation, but I had no idea who Keith Allen was when I first heard Lily Allen. Yeah. So I sort of suppose it. No, I did, and I must admit, I did when I first heard Lily Allen. I was like, what was her first? Is it London? No, that was the second one, wasn't it? But Small. Yes, that was the first one. I mean, it's good. This is the thing. Oh, I love that song. I know it's good, but I'd say foolishly perhaps. I know, this 20 years ago, so I was younger as well. But I did think a little bit, would this have been a hit if it wasn't for her dad? Yeah. I did have that thought. Yeah. But then I said, by the time you're like 3 tracks into the album, and then you're into the second album, and The Fear comes out. Yeah. From my point of view, you're like going, all right, fair play. The Fear's not even in our top 10 songs. That's mental. Smile was number 1. 500 million streams. I don't know. Is that from being around for a long time? Yeah, 2006. This is her 5th album. She did one called No Shame in 2018. Was it 5th one? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I completely forgot about No Shame. So what's the big hit off this album? I mean, we talked about singles and tracks. That's the one that everyone's picked up on, isn't it? Do you think that's because of the title of it, or because it's the best song? Yeah, because it didn't stand out to me. Yeah, is there obvious singles on this one? Well, I mean, apart from anything else, you're not going to get radio play. For a lot of the lyrical content's going to make it tricky. But I mean, you can see why Pussy Palace would be a promotional track from it. It's a sort of. It's edgy, isn't it? It's edgy, but I think it also contextualised the whole album as well. Yeah. There you get it. What's this about? You're going to go, oh. It's about that. It's kind of all within. There's lots of other story around it, but it's centralised around that. You go, okay, that's what this is about. Yeah, I get it. It's interesting because it seems to arrive fully formed. It wasn't really pushed out by here's a promo single, here's a new track from the album. The album's coming later. It's like no, here's the new Lily Allen album. Take what you want from it. Yeah, that's quite cool. And all the promotion. So I saw she was playing when it first came out. She was playing the Palladium. Yeah, I was like, oh, she's going a bit. It's a great venue, but you thought some of her sides do bigger. I think she did a couple nights Palladium, and then you see she's playing the O2, and it sort of went off. So I think she's sort of let's see how this goes. Yeah. And then they Oh, and she's one of those artists. I mean, in the last couple of years as well, you've really seen how she's a big influence on that younger stream of artists as well. Like she did Glastonbury guest appearances with Olivia Rodrigo. Well, her first sort of Glastonbury is famous, isn't it? Where she's pissed up with the Arctic Monkeys and. Just having a good time. Yeah, that's so cool. That's the way to do Glastonbury. Does it vinyl? I'm saying no. Is it recommended? 100% yes. Yeah, I think if you haven't checked this out, unless you utterly hate this kind of music or utterly hate Lily Allen, there's something to like in this, I think. Yeah. No, I think it takes elements from a OG Lily in a 2025, 26 sort of style, and I think it works. I think it's cool. But it's how often do you hear that sort of? I mean, again, you take with a pinch of salt as to actually how much of it is actual fact. Yeah. But how much do you hear that level of sort of honesty? No, that's what it's really cool. In a record, you haven't got to decipher it. There's no metaphor in it. Yeah. It's like, what's she getting at? Yeah. No, you know exactly what she's getting at. Because I listen to Deftones, my favourite band. I have no idea what he's talking about whatsoever. It's so abstract, and the amount of metaphors he uses. It's like. I love it. I love that. When it's too on the nose, sometimes it can be cringy, but she does it in a way where it's cool because it's sort of tongue in cheek, and I like that. But if you're just being so autobiographical that it's almost too easy to read. But this is like a story in a sense, so I like that as well.
And it's a lot of it is that single person perspective. I kind of like, there's that weird bit in not weird, there's that bit at the end of track 1, which has that telephone conversation.
Mum,
and you only hear one side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what is being said, and you have to sort of figure out for yourself what is actually going on, and a little bit of it becomes clearer as you go on.
That's what I like.
That. But then there's that conversation with Madeline as well in that track as well, where you've got that other voice coming in.
That's why they put thought into this album. It's not just here's 10 songs. It's 10 songs with production elements and stuff like that, and it makes you more involved in the album. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Very good. Right. Excellent stuff. We done?
Let's leave it there.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Go and check out Lily Allen. Either this one or early Lily Allen. I would say maybe miss
Definitely
out.
Definitely not Jesus.
Maybe miss out. Well, if you love the first two, then go and check it out. You might have a different view, but it certainly fell a little bit short in terms of critical acclaim. Yeah. But first two God, it's hard to say that. First two Lily Allen albums, definitely. This one, definitely. Give it a check. And we'll be back next week with more banter about stuff and another album, either old or new. Who knows?
Yes, who knows?
Thank you very much for listening. This has been the Apollo Audio Podcast. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Martin.
Check us out on Instagram at Apollo Audio Pod, and you can email us if you should. If anyone ever does. Call us. No, we don't have a phone number. Email us. Apollo Audio Podcast. I never get it right. Apollo Audio Podcast at gmail.com is the email address if you want to drop us a line.
Is it not
Post a comment. No, which way?
Oh
no, which way round is it? Oh no, I've got the wrong way round, isn't it? Okay, so the Instagram is at Apollo Audio Podcast. The Gmail is Apollo Audio Podcast at gmail.com.
Is it not Apollo Audio Pod?
No, I think you're right. I said it wrong again.
Yeah. Just put in both.
It'll be in the notes.
Yeah. Okay, just check the notes.
We'll put a link in the notes. Or just DM us. Put a comment on the... But you'll see us on Instagram. You'll see it on YouTube.
Send us facts.
You'll find the thing. We're supposed to say like and subscribe. Okay. Like and subscribe. Follow us on your favourite platform. That's what people say. Like and subscribe. Share us with a friend. Like and subscribe. It really does help. I don't know. The end bit is always the worst bit. If you've stuck around this long, you've heard this nonsense.
The extra. Yeah. The Patreon bit.
Thanks for staying. Will there be Patreon extra content? Hopefully, if there is, it'll be better than that.
Yeah. This is Martin coughing.
All the edited bits are just me going, I can't say Lily Allen's album. Oh, I did it then. Bye.
Bye.